I won't lie to you, it was a pretty light week when it comes to the world of Sulfur. That's okay, Sulfies, because we're still going to hit the the Sulfur Summary, week 5. We'll find something to talk about, and yeah, I think I got a pretty good prompt, and that is, what do you want to see the most out of Deep Woods? You can continue on this video, or you can just comment below what you want to see, and hopefully somebody at Perfect Random, somebody in charge, the CEO even, maybe, I don't know who would see it. They are a good dev team to throw your suggestions at, because clearly they've taken notice of that. I've gone into many rants about how good they've done when it comes to taking care of the player base and making sure the content is what we want, like the weapon workbench, durability buffs, dog nerfs, and then another small dog buff. Dogs still need to be kind of hard. I like them hard. I like the dogs to be at least somewhat difficult. This game needs a nightmare, and it is the dogs. So if there was any game in early access that you should really throw suggestions at, it is Sulfur, because there's a better chance that you'll see something come to fruition. Maybe not in Deep Woods. We could still hope that they could squeeze some stuff in, or it could be right after, or the next patch. They're clearly listening, so get your voice out there. And I want to know, personally, what you want to see out of Deep Woods. You could say something easy, like a new gun, or some new armor. Personally, I would be disappointed if it was one new gun. I want like 3 to 5, I think would be really cool. Maybe even a new gun type. You could also do something a little more hard. You could come up with a new game mechanic they can add. I don't know, a fishing minigame? I seriously want some cozy game elements. I don't know why. I can't be the only one who feels nice and warm and cozy when I play me a little bit of Sulfur. But that's not the number one thing that I want. The number one thing that I would most want to see to come with Deep Woods would be a difficulty slider. I played Holy Shoot, and in that game there is a difficulty slider to change the difficulty from normal to like really hard at any moment. So I'm not saying I want easy, but if we can buff, you know, the difficulty at any moment, that would be great for people that have been playing for hundreds of hours like myself. I don't know if they've even been considering that. It would be really cool if we could see something like that. That's the most I want to see out of it. But don't forget, I'm asking you as well. The Sulfur Summary isn't just here for me to talk my butt off for 20 to 30 minutes. It's also to have a conversation with you. I will see you down in the comments the first chance I get. Don't you forget that. I love talking with you guys. Another thing would be a storage upgrade. I've said this multiple times. I hope with every new area we get an additional storage upgrade, because in the warehouse patch when it originally released, they said at least 5 storage upgrades. At least 5. Least is the key word here. That means there's probably going to be more. That doesn't mean there's guaranteed to be more, but I don't know why you'd use that verbiage if you weren't planning on adding in a couple more storage things. And as we know, the more content we get, the more we're going to want to store and hoard, because that's who we are. We're the hoarder type. I'm just making the assumption that everyone likes to hoard like me, but according to all the pictures and everything, most Sulfies do love to hoard. And when I say pictures, I mean like screenshots I've seen on Reddit, Discord, you know what I mean. I don't need to clarify that, but I'm going to do it anyways, because I'm in a clarification kind of mood, but not really. I'm in a wacky mood. I bet you didn't see that one. I bet you didn't see me being in a wacky mood coming. No, sir. I think it's just because when you know, I had my back up against the wall and I'm like, hey, it's up to you now to come up with something for the Sulfur Summary. That's when it gets tricky. And then, yeah, I've got some stuff to talk about that I saw from the community, so it's not a completely empty Sulfur Summary, but for the most part, I'm winging it, man. I'm pulling this shit right out of my ass, which is a really disgusting use of words. Unfortunately, I have posted some YouTube shorts in the past, and I plan to actually start posting them again, because someone did say in chat the last time we streamed Sulfur, which was yesterday, actually. Today, I'm recording this Saturday, so it was Friday. I should have just said that was 2 days ago, because like this is future. I might die, and you may never see this. So if you see this, I'm alive. I'm not or you're not supposed to say die on YouTube. You're supposed to say I'm not unalived. I didn't get deleted. With some of those old shorts, I may have shown off a couple of glitches here and there. I've also made full videos of level skips and other glitches, and it seems like the official Sulfur YouTube account has found some of them, and they might start cracking down on them. So if you haven't used the dungeon boss fight skip, I would start using it, because it might not be here forever. I received a comment, and it was just one word. It was ominous, as they're known to be, them Perfect Random guys. Just said, oh. I don't know for sure who's in charge of the Sulfur YouTube channel. I just assume it's one of the 4 guys. If I had to make an assumption, I would say Sklet, because he seems to be the press guy. He's always in the Discord, and they've commented on other videos, and I want them to fix the bugs. I've got no issues with them finding the crazy glitches that we've all discovered that make our lives easier or make our lives wackier. I want them to fix them, don't get me wrong. It's gonna be sad when it's gone, because it was great for challenge runs, just being able to skip through that door, but at the same time, we want a fully polished, good product. I'm glad that they're doing everything they can to find out any information on the game. Like I said though, someone in chat mentioned that maybe more shorts would bring attention to the game because the marketing doesn't seem to be all there yet, and that is kind of up for debate. I don't know of any marketing that I've seen. The only things I can recall is the Winter Games Expo, and then they were at, I think, another expo. I saw some tweets about like some Sulfur goodie bags, which looked amazing. I'm super jealous of anyone that lived in, I think it was in somewhere in Asia. I want to say Japan, or could have been Korea. I don't remember. I'll probably find the tweet and throw it up, because I was like, oh my gosh, a Sulfur goodie bag? What's in there? I need that. That's so friggin' cool. Yeah, in terms of marketing, I have not seen any ads. I haven't heard of anybody mentioning any ads. I did just check to see if we're recording on this. Oh my gosh, my OCD, man. Okay, let's chug this thing. There could be multiple reasons for that. It could be they're waiting until we get further into early access or even 1.0 to really start pushing the marketing, and that I don't think is an issue. I think that's fine. Right now, anybody that finds it, they find themselves a diamond in the rough, is what it feels like, you know, a little hidden gem. Some of us were here at the very beginning, and we know it's been good for the longest time, but there's always going to be new people coming in, because this isn't a game where you play just once. You play it, and then you're like, wow, you're blown away. I was blown away the first time I played it with how good of a quality of a game it is. So we're always going to have a steady influx of new players, returning players. I know a lot of people are waiting for Deep Woods until they come back to Sulfur. I have a lot of content I want to make, so I'm not waiting for Deep Woods. We're still working on the Ultimate Sewers Guide. I have another video I completely forgot to write down, and then I remembered like 2 hours ago, and I was like, dude, that's a great video, but I don't want to spoil it. You know me, I like to keep my secrets. And I have also been taking the longest time ever to mention what I wanted to do with shorts, and I want to run it by you guys to see if it sounds interesting to you. I was thinking of, and this is going to sound like a mighty, mighty task, reviewing every single item in the game. So a short of every single item, because if we are trying to catch people's attention, if someone sees a short of, the used rubber is the one that comes to mind, you know, quick description of what it is, maybe throw in a couple of little tidbits, little Easter eggs, if it's possible, or jokes or something. They might be interested in checking out the game. They'll say, what kind of game has a used rubber in it? What kind of game has a ball gag called the Rudolph nose? That was my idea. That's what I think I can do. I don't think it would be super taxing. I could probably make a few of those a day, and it won't take away from any of the long form content or streams that I've been doing, that I've been wanting to do more of, and it could help boost people's awareness of Sulfur, because that's all we really want, right? We want as many people to try Sulfur so that it grows, and they feel the necessity to keep adding content as rapidly as they have been, and you get your money's worth, and you get more content after 1.0, because they have mentioned they want to go that whole 10-year cycle like Dead Cells, 10 years plus. I don't know how long Dead Cells have been doing. Are they still doing it? So right now, that's the mindset that I'm in. Get as many people on board of a game that I care dearly about. This is one of the best games I've ever played. So as many new homies I can make that would enjoy this game, the better. And I do like making shorts. I used to make Fallout shorts when the Fallout TV show came out. They kind of went nuts. One of them, I think, almost got like 1 million views, and I was like, this is really cool, but it's also not really me. I love Fallout, but they felt a little formulaic. A friend of mine, Harry, was like, oh, he was like making fun of the way I would start the videos and the world of Fallout, this and that, and I was like, he's right. That's really formulaic of me, and I'm kind of a scatterbrained weirdo. So it didn't feel right, and I stopped making them. Is that fair to the people that really enjoyed them? I got like 2,000 subscribers from them. I don't know, and I have to do what's best for me, though, because, like, Jazzy, what are you doing? What are you doing over there? You digging around over there for? Relax. This friggin' dog. I am sorry to those people that I stopped pumping out that content, but at the same time, the passion was gone. It was there at the beginning, and then when I realized I was more or less putting on a mask of someone I'm not, I had to stop. And it's not to say you can't make formulaic content and still have the personality and the edge of who you are. It's just like, it wasn't me. I was writing everything word for word, reciting the lines 20 times over, and then picking the best ones that I could. It was just like, that's so much pressure. That's pressure, really. It could make diamonds, but then other times it feels like a wasted attempt because the algorithm just didn't feel like picking up on your stuff, and it was like... It was just a lot. It was a lot. And I had fun making them at the time. Yeah, I like making shorts. That's the long way of saying I like making shorts. I love me some shorts making. In other news of Sulfur, I have noticed, and I'm sure many other people have noticed, I think I remember seeing a couple people mention it, old durability values on your guns will stay the same. Even if you repair them, shoot them, whatever, they're going to be the older ones before the buffs. So that's kind of lame. I mean, it's definitely a bug. I don't know if those guns will become relics and they'll never get that new durability buff. I don't know what it's going to take for them to make that happen. I've not seen them mention any plans to fix it. Not that I've seen personally. They may have said something, but I haven't seen anything firsthand. I usually check the Sulfur Discord and Reddit at least 5 or 6 times a day. Just pick up my phone real quick. It's better than... playing a mobile game or something, just scroll through it real quick while I have a moment, taking a shit, taking a piss, puking in the trash can, whatever I need to do to get myself away just for a moment to check some Sulfur news. I don't force myself to shit or anything though. That'd be weird. That's how you get hemorrhoids, right? I think I've heard that's how you get them. I don't know. Luckily, I don't have to deal with that. Back on track. So hopefully that gets fixed. If not, we all have a bunch of relic guns. It don't matter. It is a friendly reminder to do some spring cleaning before we head on into the woods. I personally went through and sold a bunch of guns that I do care about, but if you have some backup saves of any kind from any point in time, you can always go back and try those guns. At least for now, that could change in the future. We may not always have this backup feature, but if they plan to stop letting us do that by any means, however they would make that happen, hopefully they would give us save slots. That would be ideal. That's what I would prefer to be doing instead of the backup system. I do have a video on backing up your saves that I highly recommend doing so that if the game takes something from you, that you can just fix it. I lost 2 of my sulfurs and I didn't bother to go back and find them. I needed something to do, to be honest. That's why I never loaded the backup save. I was like, I need something to search for. Go through, delete some stuff, sell some stuff, make a little room, because when Deep Woods comes out, who knows if we'll get a storage upgrade, who knows how big it'll be, and who knows how hard it'll be to find. You usually have to find them by buying them from Stiffleg. Searching through sewers was another one. Beating Cousin. It would probably be at the end of a boss fight, but you never really know. If it's there, there's no way of knowing yet. I also got a comment from somebody saying they weren't able to get the infinite durability glitch to work with the dart. I mentioned that on stream. Somebody said that they went in and it was still working for them. I believe it was odd enough. He said that it was still working for him. I went and checked myself as well. It only took a couple of minutes, and yeah, it's still working for me. So make sure if you're watching those videos to learn little secrets about the games or specific builds, that you follow the build exactly the way I show it the first time, and then start tinkering around to make sure you get it 100% right, because it is working for me. I even used a new durability gun. I didn't bring out an old dart. I made sure everything was brand spanking new, and I didn't have any issues with it. I'm going to place a trigger warning here for the first time ever. I've never done this, but there is something sinister, potentially, a very heated topic of debate that has been going on for centuries as far as I'm aware, that I noticed deep inside Sulfur. Something some people might get very heated on, and I do want to know your opinion on this. Believe it or not, yes, I'm going to get a little political here in the world of food, because in this game, you can make buttermilk pancakes, but no waffles. I know. I've had this intense debate about buttermilk, well, not buttermilk, what am I saying? Pancakes versus waffles for the longest time. Is this perfect random taking a side? Is this them saying that they would prefer pancakes? Because buttermilk pancakes kind of just sounds more American than anything, but you could have just gone to Belgium, right? They like their worldly foods. Belgium waffles. If I'm being totally honest, I actually kind of side on the French toast. If I can have a third category, I probably prefer French toast to both of them, but I love all 3 of those breakfast foods. I don't think you can miss with breakfast. Breakfast and dessert, you can't really miss. They're pretty much all good. If you missed the most recent stream, I've been saying for a while that I wanted to do Sulfur streams that aren't just the update, whatever the most recent update is, because I do feel kind of bad being like, oh, the only time I'm gonna freaking do it is if there's something new. It feels a little entitled to me, like a child. So I started crafting up some ideas about how I could stream Sulfur and kind of give it a theme, like something to run with, because I don't always love just firing up stream and doing, running in circles. The same thing I do 100 times every time I play Sulfur. I don't know. I just kind of like a theme to go along with it. Witchfire's different because we haven't beaten Witchfire, so there's more to do there. And that's kind of why I like to stream the updates, because it's exciting to see all the new stuff and changes and everything. So what we did was a randomized run, and unfortunately, I had a big issue with Picker Wheel, which is a website I use to usually randomize things in games. That just completely farted out on me, and I wasn't able to use it anymore. I've described ad nauseum the issues that I was having with it. Basically, it was deleting everything. So I took it in my own hands to make a randomized run completely in Sulfur using the chests of every variety, red and black. Go ahead and check out the stream, the VOD, and see what happened there. You'll also want to watch the ending because we rolled for the next randomized loadout stream at the end of that stream, and then talked about, we probably talked long enough to where I could have just did the run, but I don't know. I didn't think we were going to go so in-depth about indie games and everything. I'm very passionate about indie games outside of Sulfur. I love indie games. That's why I wanted to talk about Marvel Rivals once again, because I'm always talking about Marvel Rivals. This week there was a really weird thing. By the way, I know Marvel Rivals is not an independent game. It's not an indie game. It's paid for by some crazy-ass big company, NetEase and everything. And freaking Disney, Marvel, right? Like, it's a huge game, but I noticed there was some like weird stuff going on. It's real weird. I almost don't even want to talk about it. I'm not a professional in the world of business, but apparently they laid off like 5 or 6 people that were the research and development team only in America, and that spawned this whole tidal wave of shit. It's just a shit storm from Storm, maybe. That was the team up it should have been. Johnny Poop, not Johnny Storm, should have just been hurling shit everywhere. I mean, that's at least what I was seeing. Everyone was upset about it. And to be honest, when I looked into it, I was like, okay, so one division of R&D was cut because the game is fully out and everything. That's kind of what happens. Their job was finished. Now, I'm not saying it's ever good when people lose their jobs, but I do think it was completely blown out of proportion, and it shows the effects of how bad clickbaiting can be. And clickbaiting it's annoying. I've been accused of clickbaiting before, but I like to think I don't ever outwardly lie. I know you got to game the system a little bit, but these like articles were really trying to drag Rivals through the mud right around a time when Overwatch has started coping hard. In my opinion, Overwatch is coping hard right now. They're just bringing back all this stuff they deleted because they wanted to make more money, realizing that deleting those things was actually going to hurt their money in the long run, and their player base dwindled, and most of them went over to Marvel Rivals because it is kind of a better experience, and so far it has proven to be better for the player base anyways, that they care just a little bit more. Not saying the games are identical. They do play very differently once you start playing them, and you can enjoy them both at the same time. I mean, you can play one and then play the other. If you love hero shooters, it's a great time right now. You're eating good. I feel like I've said a lot of negative things about Overwatch, but that's because they burned me many times, and it hurt personally many times. I mean, it's annoying to love a game and then watch it go down the dumpster. That'll probably happen with Marvel Rivals at some point. I mean, it's games as a service. Those games are notorious for eventually flailing. I don't know of any that have stood the test of time and stayed consistently good. Some would say Warframe, but there's mechanics in Warframe that I just don't like the long wait to get a new character, wait a month or pay $30 and you can have the new character. I'm not a big fan of those kind of microtransactions or whatever. That's more pay to win than anything. I don't know if they're still doing that. When I saw that, I immediately jumped out. But this was something I want to talk about. Just be careful with clickbait shit. Definitely do your own research. Do your own research and development. And I do feel bad for those guys for losing their job. Hopefully, it'll be easy for them to land on their feet because they worked on one of the biggest games in the last decade, if not more. I mean, Marvel Rivals is huge and people love it. Hopefully, they'll be able to find a new job with ease. NetEase? No. I don't know why they couldn't have just transferred those people to a different part of the company or tried to not just get rid of the whole thing. Yeah, I don't stand for either side of that. I just don't like clickbait shit. And to be honest, I saw what looks like could be some shit posting or clickbaiting from Moist Critical. I don't know if you guys saw it. This happened today, on Saturday. Moist Critical put out a video called Saying Goodbye. I watched it. I mean, I skimmed through most of it. Once it started, I was like, what the hell is this? I watched his whole speech and then kind of just fast forwarded through a lot of it. Playback speed was up all the way. because it was really stupid. I normally like that kind of stuff, and this is going to sound really freaking weird for me to say, but the only way I'm like on board with any of that is if he actually retires, because otherwise it was just stupid. It was stupid. Like, if he actually retires and they have T-Pain run a couple of videos for a while, or even, you know, retires for a few months and have T-Pain come in. Spoilers for that video, by the way. I don't recommend it. It wasn't a very good video at all. I thought it was, I don't know. I just... It felt really clickbaity to call it saying goodbye and everything. And I know he likes the shit post and he loves that kind of humor, but it was weird. I thought it was weird, personally. And I like Moist. But if he leaves and that was his legit goodbye, that's the best goodbye video I've ever seen. That's the only thing. It's super ominous on what's even going around, like what's even going on, because he said like season 2 or something. I don't know. Moist fans out there probably are all confused. If you go on the Reddit right now, it's like a shit storm. It's another, we keep having those. The weather's bad. I know this went off the rails and I kind of just started rambling and ranting about everything else outside of Sulfur. It's because, like I said, there wasn't a lot that happened this week, but I do like to fill the end of Susu's Sulfur Summaries with just other news that I felt was important to me, sort of. I mean, it's not like any of this is super important to me. I just had thoughts and opinions on them, and I'd like to know yours. So when I mention them, it's like, what did you think of that? I mean, it's kind of big. There's some big stuff that happened this week outside of Sulfur, and that's interesting to some extent, you know? Like, I don't know. We're having fun. We're just having a little fun. Which brings me to my next topic. One of my last topics. I don't want to keep you here too much longer. I know you want to get back to the grind, the soulful Sulfur grind, my Sulfies, you love it. We've been watching Resident Alien. If you guys haven't seen that show, I highly recommend it. It's on Netflix. It's a comedy, and right now you're like, why is he recommending me a TV show? Because I think it's super slept on. It reminds me of when Parks and Rec came out, and nobody was talking about it, and then eventually it became huge, and everyone was like, hey, this show's amazing, and it launched a bunch of people's careers. And then the same thing happened with Schitt's Creek and Kim's Convenience. Both of those shows, the same thing. People weren't watching them. The people that were loved them, and then eventually everyone loved them, and it started a bunch of careers. I actually think Resident Alien is going to be the next show to do that, because I don't see anyone ever talking about it, but the show was freaking hilarious, like non-stop peak cinema, and I just don't think it gets enough respect. So if you like comedies and you're into sci-fis even too, I would say check it out. It's very, very good, and I think it's going to end, whenever it does, with a really high reception from people that ended up watching it. So if you like peak cinema that's also TV and not cinema, check it out. I don't really have anything else. If you guys come up with any other YouTube Shorts ideas that I can do or that you want to do them. Honestly, I'm always asking for other people to start making Sulfur content. The more people we can get to make Sulfur content, the more we can collab and communicate, come up with other ideas with each other. I would love to do that with people. I would love to see the community grow everywhere. Also, if you have any stream ideas, I was going to do the chat challenges or the randomized runs. I did a poll over on YouTube the day before stream to see what you guys wanted. Randomized runs beat out chat challenges by quite a bit of people. We'll still do chat challenges at some point because there were still people that voted for it, and I want to respect everybody's votes. We'll look into doing that eventually at some point, but if you have any other stream ideas, let me know and we'll do them. Otherwise, I'll just keep trying to come up with them. I mean, honestly, the chat challenges one is all you guys. I mean, that's not even me anymore. I'm just stealing your ideas for that. Let's hope there's not a whole bunch of other new stuff to come out on X tomorrow. It is the weekend, or even tonight, I should say. It's the weekend, so hopefully Sulfur doesn't go crazy, and by Sulfur I mean Perfect Random, and tweet out a bunch of stuff that's really important, and I have to add on 7 or 8 new videos to the end of this video, like segments, I should say. That's what happened last week, and it was a nightmare. It was like I was scared I wasn't going to be able to get it out on time, but hopefully that doesn't happen. What did already happen, though, is Beats, and that's how I know him from YouTube comment sections and streams. Looks like he goes by Stalker over on Discord. Told me he was making some art of me, and I was really excited because I'm one of those people that loves people that can do art. I personally can't do it. I'm terrible at art. Don't even ask me to try. Artists always want people that can't do art to try to do art. It's like, it's not gonna happen. You gotta be born with that talent. I don't usually share DMs, but I did mention to them that I wanted to share my reaction when I saw it, so I've been personally not. I just read it. He said, hey man, here's some scribbles for you, all ink and color. I don't know what this is gonna be. Hopefully he didn't decide it was a good time to hang dong. Not that he would do that. Like I said, I'm nervous to share. Oh shit. Okay, so it really is the scribbles. Oh, dude, that's dope. He did like a full body thing. And he put the AR and everything. Oh, and he asked me, and I keep saying he, I don't know the official pronouns or whatever, that he asked me what I wanted to, like, have. It looks like he gave me the Typhoon, because I mentioned the Typhoon, the Star Witness are my favorites. And then I said I like the Titanium, or no, the Winter Scarf, and then the big vest, the one that gives the explosion resistance and the high armor. Yeah, these look great. He's doing it like hand drawing, which is even more impressive to me. That's incredible. I cannot wait to see what this ends up looking like when it's official. Oh, he's got those sulfurs. No way, and we're sitting on it. Oh, my God. Oh, dude. Look at the... look at how much more hype it gets. Look at the detail on the Typhoon and everything. Oh, dude, and that sulfur is so clean. The initial sketches, I'm like, yeah, this is really cool. I can see where he's going with this. And then you get to, like, oh, my God. That man, it's like that episode of SpongeBob with the rub your talent on me. This is incredible. I mean, just, and then, because I was like, I don't know what to put for the head, like the winter scarf maybe, because I live in Arizona and I don't really get to experience winter, but I did mention the titanium helmet first, so he put me sitting on it, and I think we have the scarf back here, and it's just like, oh, dude, you killed it. This is amazing. I love it. I love it. And I am extremely excited to see where this goes. If you want to finish it. Of course, you don't have to finish this. I appreciate any of this effort that you put into this. This is incredible. And that alone, just like the notion that you wanted to do that for me. Oh, let me add you as a friend. Just the fact that you wanted to do it is more than enough for me. Anybody that wants to do something just to be cool or show off your skills, yeah, I love it. And I'm just rambling right now, and I'm gassing my guy up here, giving him the glaze. I mean, he deserves it. This is incredible. Like I said, artists that could do stuff like this, it just blows my mind. You guys are... I wish I had that level of talent. I don't. I'm still looking for my talent. I'll figure it out. Surely it can't be my ability to undo and fix a slinky. And even that, I'm a little rusty at. I need to work on it, okay? So I'm gonna end this now. I'm gonna say goodbye. Until next week. Till the next Susu. Maybe something big will come out this... I'm going. What am I doing?